go over this Skaven build. It is glorious. It is an abomination. But now we'll start with the Infantry Corps. As most Skaven builds, we have a healthy amount of clan rats. In this case, we have 4 clan rat spears. Now we have some more elite infantry, one being the Council Guard, the Arwar Storm Vermin, also in lore known as the Albino Guard, due to their white fur. And now, the other elite infantry is the Light Scabs Plague Pack. Of course, very valuable here for the psychology aura. And they hit quite hard and have magic damage and can be a surprising counter to any ethereal units on the field. Now, as well, we do have Warp Grinders for that little warp quake, help to get a good engagement and allow the heavy hitters to pound our targets. And said heavy hitters include the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep and one Hell Pit Abomination. And now we also have 4 leadership. Drop the Unclean as one of said heavy hitters, and it's the standard kit with him. It's the ITP bonus versus large aura. It's the summon. It's the heal. There is the assassin with the rival high talisman, assassin's trophy, really standard kit. Plague priest again, double summon, and that rounds out the Skaven force. What has the undead brought to deal this ratly threat, my son?
Interesting armies all around. I mean, over here we are going to see a black coach, God bless their soul. We're going to have a front line with 4 zombies, backed up by the Konenstein Stalkers, as well as 2 Skeleton Spearmen and 2 Crypt Horrors. Got some Crypt Ghouls on the left and right flanks. And then we are also going to have a single unit of Blood Knights over here on the far left flank advancing through the forest. Now, do have the Mortis Engine, in case I didn't mention that. 2 White Kings up front. We're both going to have Scabscrath, which Scabscrath I'm sure can net a ton of value against this kind of build. And then the Red Duke, of course, up on top of his Zombie Dragon, going to be bringing El Sif, Potion of Strength, Invocation of Nehek, Raise Dead, and yeah, rounds him out.
Yep, so D-Regen Aura, first D-Regen Aura, Mortis Engine, Plague Furnace, respectively. Now,
yep.
Ooh, could this be the breath they need? And the first breath from the vampires is pretty much a whiff.
Yeah, very much underwhelming. Not really
5
connecting.
models killed. 5 models killed on the Council Guard Storm Vermin. Very much underwhelming indeed, HW.
Yeah, hopefully he finds more luck with the Scabscraths. But for now, Vampires kind of playing it patiently. Looks like they're walking forward to get into combat, but just kind of taking their time, not rushing things.
Seems the Skaven will position themselves with this forest protecting their left flank. Be an interesting choice.
Zombies have been able to catch out some of these warp grinders, making it hard for them to pull out. Yeah, I know, zombies. Look at all the zombies. Over here, Black Coach going in, but then saying, never mind. Sizing snare going down, pinning these units in place.
And first Scabscrath, another pretty much, what's that? Looks like the plate pack took a bit of after Tremors. That's a good option.
That they
But
did.
still.
I mean, over here, Blood Knight's coming in to support, but the Black Coach taking a ton of damage, Romulan.
Indeed it is. Though, it survives by another day. And you know the case with the Black Coach, like in battle earlier. If it can just survive to the late game and get those 3rd procs, it can be the key unit to remove all elite infantry from the field. And you know, I think the Red Duke's getting back up into the air to try and get a big, juicy breath right now, because this would be the opportune moment. This is just massive value asking to be reaped. And we'll see if he goes after it. I think he's positioning to do just that.
Really a decision of like what angle does he want to take. He might go for a direct breath on the Hell Pit Abomination, honestly.
No, the Council Guard. I think that's the right target, and
Yeah,
that's a beautiful breath. And this is just more positioning for the Council Guard. Why are they so far from the heroes? Why are they fighting on the flank isolated when they're the key Centerstone unit? I mean, who cares if you have the Scabs plate pack if you have a breakable powder? It's just sitting on your heroes. But the Red Duke is going for it. He may get an Assassin's Trophy and punished by the Hell Pit, but then again, it seems like the Skaven all their key units are spread across this battle, HW. They're doing well. Throughout removing the Black Coach, but at the same time, they're not in the right position to punish Red Duke right now. But then again, if they kill the Black Coach, maybe this is good. It's still an even battle though, HW. And with the Mortis Engine, I think this Skaven Blob is going to get surrounded and killed one by one.
Yeah, no, the Skaven infantry can't hold out much longer. I'm impressed they're holding out this long. That ITP from the Blight Scab's Plague Pack really playing an important role here in holding the Skaven forces together. But yeah, I mean,
but the Scabs are at the HW.
Oh,
Another,
no.
I mean, the Plague Pack is just moments away, and that Scabs Scrath may have been a nail in the coffin for them.
Yep. I think unless the the Skaven can start dealing with the White Kings, this Mortis Engine, it's probably going to go to the Vampires, but I don't know, man. Council Guard are here finally, unbreakable. You have plenty of damage-dealing units in the Skaven Blob in the form of Throt and the Assassin, who can just really snipe down these hero units if they're given the chance. And even though the Skaven are running out of infantry, they still have the balance of power in their favor, Romulan.
Yes, indeed, you're absolutely right. And it just seems with this healing as well, it's, you know, they have more healing right now practically than the Vampires, even with the Mortis Engine. But the healing's on key units that really matter here. And, yeah, just a wild battle. Be curious to see, though. I think a sneaky play is if the White Kings can kill the Assassin. I think that is the kind of a hidden linchpin here with his Assassin's Trophy. Oh, a beautiful proc, though. That bonus was large, and ITP. Okay, Pit Fighters do route, I thought it may have saved him for a moment.
Yeah, Pit Fighters getting out of there. There goes the mask for the Skaven army here. Evenstar is starting to look stronger, but the Health of Abomination, man. Same with the Plague Priest. There's still a lot of health on the Skaven side of this.
Indeed, but it could change quickly with a couple decisive charges and a nice breath. But will this breath? Oh, what a terrible miss!
Yeah, that
good
attack
breath.
Animation kicked in at a horrible moment for the breath.
Indeed, and a breath like that could have brought the Plague Priest down to where this charge may have routed him, but wow, it's still perfectly even though. Look at that, the balance of power. This is very impactful in factions like this with low leadership. It's just making this into an absolute pit fight for the Pit Fighters, though, HW. But this is just a slugfest here, and yeah, maybe the healing will be too much for the Vampires to overcome. You don't often say that.
No, you don't often do. Looks like the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep have regrouped. They're staying out of combat for now. But oh, look at that. Mortis Engine just dragging the Assassin out of combat, but in comes Tretch. This is madness. Once again, we're seeing another crazy battle here.
There we go, the Red Duke trying to save his Mortis Engine, and he might be able to kill the Assassin here as well. But yeah, the Skaven Blob might just be too much for the Vampires that will come. The Pit Fires come back at an opportune moment, get some rear charges on the Red Duke.
Beautiful Scab Scrap going down there on the Clan Rats that were coming over to try and reinforce. White King still doing okay. Invocation to heck on the Mortis Engine.
Yeah, these sneaky White Kings, though.
White Kings
Helmets don't
yeah.
often do very well against foot characters. Foot characters usually have pretty solid stats. Hellpit doesn't have the best stats in general, just a tank that can heal.
Well, and with no armor, too. He's totally fine. Hey, thank you, Maker Total War, for the subscription, my friend. I appreciate it greatly. Hope you're having a good time. This is a blob fight that is actually very close for the Vampire counts. Who would have thunk it? And it looks like it may go against
single
him.
entities here.
Oh, but will he get up in the air? I mean, Throt's nearby to hold him down. Wait, is Throt dead? No, just kidding. There he is.
He's just in the middle of it all. And Mortis Engine once again getting singled out. They can just keep it alive, but I don't think they can.
I do not think so. It's crumbling out right now.
He needs a charge.
Invocation him to heck. Oh, the Red Duke diving in after throwing in That invocation from the heck. Oh, and look at this. A healthy unit of Crypt Horde, or Crypt Ghouls coming in. Not sure where they've been. Strategic reserves.
Indeed.
And, man, the White Kings just holding the ground. This is absurd, Romulan.
Indeed. Red Duke took some pretty mean damage from that health hit there, but yeah, no words, practically. I mean, 9 minutes into this battle, basically dead even. Anyone can still win this, and if you just leave the White Kings in there for tank and fight everything,
Yeah.
I think this game might have some trouble, but I don't know, it's a wild one.
I think, yeah, the key here is that the Red Duke just can't land, and the Mortis engine shouldn't get itself into a position where it's going to get sniped. Like, get as far away from Throt as possible so you can draw him away from the safety of the Hellpit Abomination.
Yeah, I think the Red Duke can land. It just needs the right target right here. Leg crease. Elsif. He's out in the open. Get a couple targets, and then he needs to get back.
Yeah, he need. Oh, yesterday, get up in the air. Red Duke.
But yeah, he's lingered too long.
Yeah. Oh man, 700 HP. Can he get up in the air? No, he's staying in combat. What is going on? 421 HP. I think he could have escaped by now. 66 HP. The Red Duke is going to go down here, man. There's no way that one of these characters
10,
don't get
12,
a little hit.
He had 1 HP. My goodness. And he goes in.
Yeah, the White Kings are still hanging out. Mortis engine.
It's not over.
This is insanity.
It's all into the procs of the Hitman now. This is a truly pivotal game when it just comes down to roll the dice on the Hellpit Abomination.
Yep.
Will the slaves pour out? Will the healing bar proc once more?
Oh, there it goes. That's GG.
My goodness.
Yeah, the health popping. But I don't know. Leadership is still lower on them than it is on the White Kings. The Mortis engine is still alive somehow.
Yeah, it seems it will die, and the bounce power will be too much for the vampires here. But White Kings are tanking.
The balance of power still isn't in a place where it's just crumbling them by default. One White King getting knocked down pretty hard, though.
Now let's see, will it be the Age of the Footlord?
Oh,
Or will single entity monsters rule the day?
I think.
And the White King gets punted.
He was punted across the battlefield. He gets shattered, and that's going to be a Skaven victory to BobTresh.
And a bit hilariously, after he is punted across that field, he desperately tries to get back into battle before it crumbles out. And yeah, an epic fight, and it's a good example of Skaven can blob anyone. This wasn't the best vampire blob. There are definitely ways to stack more healing auras, but still, the Mortis engine is essentially your blob tool. You bring it against the Skaven's Mortis engine blob tool, and yeah, it was a slugfest. It was a good battle.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much just to dive into each other and fight it out.
And it seemed like Throt was just the perfect counter here for the Black Coach. Black Coach couldn't really get away, and Tretch feasted on really whatever you could find. I imagine there's not much to eat on a Black Coach, but
I think he was a bit overly aggressive too with the Blood Knights there. The Blood Knights really not getting much value there, getting dragged down very quickly. I mean, the White Kings, holy hell, between the two of them, netting like close to 3,000 value. These guys were tanks, as you were saying. And the Red Duke doing well for himself too, but yeah, at the end of the day, I have to agree there's a better way to go about it. But honestly, it wasn't lost in the build and by any stretch of the imagination. What's kind of crazy is, can you imagine if 2 of those breaths hadn't been gigantic whips? Hey, Light, thanks for the follow. Yeah, if those breaths would have connected, that could have completely changed the complexion of the battle.
Okay, let me get focused here, y'all. We have 5 swords with spears. And that is the Infantry Corps. For skirmish potential, well, there's not much. For heavy hitters, Dino's leadership, we have double Aegis Stegodon, and we have a single Solar Engine, as well as King Chief for a little extra poke out front, and the Sacred Box Scores. Seemingly a pretty popular pick today. And now, yeah, Lord Masamudi. It's a standard kit. Apotheosis, Harmonic Convergence, Nanoman Talk, double damage spell. And that is the entirety of this Lizardman force deployed in a powerful pentagon. And they are ready to go. So what has the Undead brought to deal the scaly threat in HW?
Very interesting artillery-heavy Lizardman build. I'm curious to see how it does, but
they are ancient Stegodons.
So yeah, ancient Stegodons. It's only good range. Short range, but high damage.
Yeah, they're short range Howdah. Yeah, and the Howdah in close combat with some units can just do devastating damage. It's almost like a double hit. Stegodon hits you, Howdah hits you. But the Solar Engine will provide that poking the range. But yeah, double ancient Stegodon, a lot of funds here. And often you would see the standard Stegodon for the long range bolt, so it is a bit of a curious pick here. Save funds, bring another Saurus or the cohort of Sotek. Anyway, I digress. What has the Undead brought to deal with this,
just too many good ideas flowing out of you constantly. But yeah, so for the vampire counts, we have, that's why you're my sensei. We have the 3 zombies up front, 2 skeleton warriors, 1 on either flank, 2 Graveguard with great weapons in the center, backed up by 2 Cryptors, looking absolutely horrific. And we're going to have a Mortis engine being accompanied by a unit of skeleton spearmen. Up in the air, we have those 2 Fellbats, or is it just 1 Fellbat? I lied. It's just 1 Fellbat. No, 2 Fellbats, there it is. And we're going to have the Red Duke, once again, riding in on his zombie dragon, El Sif, Potion of Strength, the usual loadout. And did I miss anything? Oh, yes, I did. We have a Banshee up front. This Banshee is going to have something that I'm not remembering, the Screaming Banner. And then we're also going to see a Corpscart with Balefire. So this is only plus 5 melee attack and defense and an AoE. And then we're going to have a Vargulf. Mr. Bat Dog himself. So I think that rounds out the vampires, and here we have it. Looks like they're coming out of the woods to face off against the lizard.
So the Balefire does give the +5, but it also slows the magic recharge rate. That's the tricky thing about the Balefire.
Oh.
It's not something you often see. It's really only seen in vampire mirror matches when the blob is real. But it will be very impactful here. Should be able to get into the blob and slow Lord Masamudi's regen and help buff some of these Skelly boys. I mean, well, the zombies in general.
Yeah.
Now, I did see some people say that VC should beat Skaven in the blob every time. I definitely adamantly disagree with there. I mean, there's a lot of...
I don't think anything should ever win every time unless it's just a bad build. Like, as far as game balance goes, it's just about how it's played. I've seen plenty of vampire count blobs defeat Skaven, you know.
Absolutely. And I've talked about it in past streams, I believe, that, you know, instead of chess grandmasters when they were speaking about matchups, that, you know, only computers are things guaranteed. But with humans, there's always the human factor, and anything can happen because of that. Humans can be unpredictable. And I think the Skaven blob is exceptionally strong, one of the strongest in the games, and definitely beat vampires anytime.
Sorry to cut you off, but that breath completely whiffed. A nice dodge from the Sora Spears there, Romulan. And Banshee having to abandon the chase because, I mean, the Secret Coxibor are a good answer to a Banshee.
Indeed they are, and that mask can help slow and just pass through the cycle charging from the Red Duke. Without that mass, there's nothing really to tie him down so the Stegodons can go to work. But with that mass, the Sacred Proxcore may very well be the linchpin. As even if they go after this ancient Stegodon here, the vampires just pouring in the resources of Banshee, Cryptors, the Red Duke himself, and the Mortis engine. There's healing present, plenty of it. There's plenty of leadership buffs, and the Lizardmen are happy to tank. There's another faction that can blob at any time. And,
but the Lizardmen now losing the infantry, you know, the Sora Spears terror routing, and it looks like the vampires are going to start flooding through here potentially. I mean, the Croxibor are holding it back for now. Let's see how the Ruination of Cities does. Well, it decimated the Skeleton Spearmen. Absolutely.
So the Lizardmen have reserves. They have plenty of they have 2 Soras that are just doing nothing, so they're happy to push forward and assist here. But
the Graveguard with great weapons are pretty hard countering him right now.
Yeah, very true. They probably need the Ancient Stegodons to be more active in slowing the infantry. But See, look at this. Oh, that Stegodon just gets out, HW. This is what I was talking about. The Stegodon gets out, slips away, and should be able to get healed up. But as I say that, second proc scores getting whittled down.
Yeah.
They just lost the model. They're losing health rapidly. And, you know, you said the front was buckling, and I was saying they have reserve troops, but maybe it's just too much. This vampire blob may be just a little too strong this time.
Well, yeah, and with the Mortis engine going into effect the whole time, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Stegodons are doing impressive work right now. They're all staying healthy, but the infantry here just seems like they're very ill-suited to deal with the double Graveguard Great Weapon. Not to mention, you know, you have the Banshee, the Vargulf here. Like, I just think the dinosaurs got outgunned here. Well, not even outgunned, you know, they just got outmuscled.
Sure, maybe out-cudgeled. With the Saurus here and with just spears, they probably need the halberds and the sturdier Temple Guards.
Incoming breath. That breath is a lot more effective, getting close to half health.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's like this blob is just faltering. It's just really strange to me to not see Temple Guard and Lisbon Blob versus DC. They're kind of a staple because it's just bring a Stegodon, bring a Slot, put Temple Guard below it, and you win. Or you don't win, but at least you put yourself in a very good position to grind out the vampires, let's say. But more or less, that's the synergy that you need. And with Grave Guard, Cryptors, I mean, the anti-large helps with the sword. You can't touch it.
Yeah. No, this is a very good game. I mean, Lizardman still hanging on right now, you know? I just kind of feel like the writing's on the wall. We will see the Banshee and the Fellbats really playing their role very nicely, getting this Bastillodon with the Solar Engine. Like, that's something I've seen so much today, Romulan, is just how many times people don't execute the units they route. And it comes back and it bites them in the ass every time. But right now, unit shattered, going to pull off the attack. That is perfect. The only units you should probably chase after they're shattered are Lords to get that leadership debuff from killing them. But yeah, really efficient play right there. And I don't see the Lizardman coming back from this.
Yeah, it's just yeah, absolutely. It's just a tough spot. And you know what I'm really curious about? Well, I want to say it's a tough spot without the Temple Guard here. Seemingly they have that brick wall to stymie the push from the vampires. But what I'm really curious about, and I think was the real MVP, look at that Balefire.
Yeah.
It had 3 damage value. It had 19 damage dealt. But how much magic did it slow down on Lord Mazdamuni's Greater Arcane Conduit? Because it was there the whole game. And with so many entities in that blob, it must have just brought the magic to a halt, to a crawl. But you can't see that,
just
so maybe one day that'll be an extra stat we can see. Speaking to stats,
yeah, I guess if he sent the
later
replay, maybe you could see it.
Yeah, you just have to see it from BobTresh's view.
Yeah, but no, that's great. And you see, there's another stat to keep track of: magic negated. It's yeah, I'm with you. That unit probably MVP, along with the Mortis engine, of course, because Mortis engine is always MVP. But honestly, just across the board, the synergy he found here, the Vargulf, you know, doing really good work and just being used very cautiously. The Banshee abandoning the chase when it was about to get engaged with magic combat, and then showing a lot of value just by routing off the Solar Engine, as we saw. And Red Duke there, first breath was dodged nicely by BobTresh, but that second breath killed basically the last of the reinforcements and put him into a state where, you know, a well-timed charge just broke the back of the Lizardman army, and they dragged down those dinosaurs from there. Just like, you know, the Oliphants in Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. That's what they did. Alrighty. I will cover the Lizardman until Romulan returns, and
yes.
Oh god. Starting with the Skirmishers here. We have 3 chameleon skinks. And is that no infantry? Interesting. Cold One Riders, or melee infantry, I should say. We do have that ancient salamander. We're gonna have a skink chief coming in with the war drum. We have Lord Mazdamundi, Ruination of Cities, Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Apotheosis, Harmonic Convergence, Net of Amintog, Sunburst, Standard of HWL, and Greater Arcane Conduit. Up in the air, we do have these Pterodon Riders, including the ROR, the Hawk Sentinels. Now, for the remainder...
Sorry to interrupt, but we should just keep in mind that the Lizardman army is 3 models short of the 300 model limit, but it's the finals, it's game 3. I think we should just let them play.
Well, I want to bring it up so it isn't brought up later, because it's technically the player's choice. And
yeah,
I don't,
right.
you know, like, I don't want to play a whole match.
Yeah, we should bring it up now. I do think I'd insist on just playing through because it's so close. You know,
yeah.
It's clearly not like someone trying to game the rules,
yeah.
I'd imagine. It's only 3 models short of the 300 model limit. It's not like it's 297 versus 350. He's right in the line, but yes, we should. You're right, we should definitely let them know. And oh, what BobTresh wants us to restart. This is too weird.
No.
Yeah, it's the opponent's decision. It's just funny.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's not seeing this.
He'll eventually probably see it with all the notifications. He says, let's play.
All right.
You know, I wonder, because if you're BobTresh saying, you know, let's restart so I can get them out, you know, it's fair play and good, decent sportsmanship, but maybe you don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to say you're okay with the restart, so the opponent is okay with the restart. But then again, if you're bringing a Lizardman kite build, I don't think you really want your opponent to know.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
unless they knew you're going to bring it already, but it's
well,
doubtful.
And honestly, less models is pretty good for a kite build, right? Kite builds kind of want to go up against small armies, ideally. But looks like the battle has begun. Skaven starting downhill, but oh my god, I haven't even gone over to the Skaven army. We have the Skaven Slaves.
Oh, it's my... I was doing the Skaven build, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, no, yeah, you're wait. Did we even...
Yeah, because
oh no,
you did
okay, so, yeah, Stegadon...
The Skaven build is pretty straightforward. It's just 4 Skaven Slaves up front, backed up by 3 Clan Rats, one of them being the ROR, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, a couple Clan Rat Spears in the rear, but we do have some sneaky Eshin Triads, one on either flank for a total of 2. It could zap in the rear, but of course we have the mortars, one of the strongest units in the game right now. Oh, we have a lightning bolt coming down on Zap.
Oh, one model destroyed. Beautiful
use.
That is beautiful use.
I think it has like 450 overcast range or something, but anyway, it's a spell you don't see too often. And okay, mortars going after Pterodons. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, are the Pterodons going to dodge it? No, they're not. Even a kiss from one of those things, a light kiss on the cheek, will just drag your health down. I mean,
indeed.
Stegadon's suffering, but you got Cold One Riders coming out now. I'm still super stoked about that Uranus Thunderbolt. That was beautiful.
Double Brood Horror. Oh, excuse me. I didn't go over the entirety of the army. There's also double Brood Horror for a little extra punch. And now the leadership is the classic Deathmaster with Assassin. And we have summons and Plague Breath interesting. Scorpion for the Clan Rat summon. And Plague Breath in a very nice cast right there. Ripping apart some chameleons. And I really like this aggressive play with the Brood Horrors. He's going right after the key targets, putting pressure on them, and pushing them back. And decent synergy here with the leadership, Brood Horror, and then the Triads.
Oh, and the Ashen Triads diving in too, getting on top of the Cold One Riders. That's going to be devastating. And the Skaven Slaves just to meat shield like, yeah, this aggressive Skaven play, this rush build is doing a lot of work. Like, the Lizardmen haven't even done anything to address the Poison Wind Mortars right now.
They are trying to take out the... It gets Zap, but they're taking way too much damage in doing so, although this Brood Horror might rout. And I'm thinking push forward with the Brood Horror. And the problem is these Pterodon riders just need to go straight for the poison with mortars, and it seems like the time has passed now. Oh, but the mortar is getting friendly fire on the clan rats. That's a bit hilarious, HW.
It fits with the lore, right? Over here, though, the Brood Horde regaining its leadership because that skink priest on the Stegodon decided to turn away and run. We'll see what happens, but oh, is this a banishment going down here? As the Coldorn Riders pin him in place. Oh, come on, banishment. It's like it is intentionally goes away from units.
That is the first step, though. It goes forward away from the caster. So players must account for that.
Oh,
But meanwhile, both Stegodons are just getting melted. They're constantly pressured, unable to get poked. But look, the mortars have been dealt with, essentially, but in turn, Pterodon Riders may be dealt with. And this kite strategy seems decent, like it has possibility, and the Ancient Salamander is just reaping value in the back line, but the Lizardman player is just taking far too much damage the entirety of this battle to really get it done. He's just going to be crumbled out in the late game, it seems.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, the rush was just too hardcore. Like, there was no messing around with it. It was really well executed on the part of the Skaven player here. I think that was a nicely executed rush in terms of, like, just consistent pressure, not leaving units idle, and just non-stop, not giving your opponent to breathe, and really pushing the Lizardmen apart. Like, if you Mazda Mundi, the two Stegodons are like in a triangle on opposite ends of it. They're as far away from each other as possible by just these teams of Skaven that are tailor-made to kill them.
Indeed, and I love the use of these Skaven teams, these tactical groups. They just have very nice overlapping synergies, so they can just push the Skaven can push Lizardmen across the field. With these tactical groups, it just allows them to get this spread out, yet still apply the pressure they need, and be in a solid position leadership-wise to do so. Because in many cases, if the Skaven push too far like this, they'll just get terror routed and picked apart. But with the grouping, the overlapping synergy, the boulder monsters with the leadership across the board, and the triads with the Weeping Blade allowing the clan rats to get more damage, it was just a very nice initial push. And I think as well, it also just came down to the Pterodons not going after some of the artillery pieces fast enough. You got a few initial plays, but then once the Skaven monster was on him, just couldn't get free, couldn't find stable ground. And it's really interesting to see how this kind of triangle synergy worked. The Eshin Triads, the Brood Horrors, Rat Ogres, and then you sprinkle in some slaves and spears as well. And then, of course, the Deathmaster. A couple summons to smog them down. But of course, this Lizardman army is really cool. I mean, this is not something you see very often, and it's really nice to see a new strat like this. And I think this definitely has potential. Again, it was just a few plays that put him on his heels, and he couldn't recover. And then the two players, and then the terror.
Going to be kind of thematic based on the faction. So who do you want,
and then
Molder or Eshin?
You know I'm taking Eshin.
All right, dude.
Go.
Eshin. Bring it.
Let's see this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, nice eclectic mix of Eshin skirmishers here. Shuriken slings. We have a good mix of two got runners with poison and two night runners. They should most likely be running in groups of two with poison spread across the field. And quite a few Skaven slings to saturate the field. Plenty of firepower. We have 4 Skaven slings. So out of the total, we have 8 missile units for the skirmish potential, but there is a 9th. That 9th is a warp fire thrower, the most glorious unit. See what they can get done here with that green warp fire. Now for the Infantry Corps, made up of Skaven Slaves, a few Plague Monks, 4 Plague Monks in total, 2 on either flank. Skaven Slaves in the center with the Center Bearers backing them up to give them ITP. And now, for the heavy hitters and the leadership, we do have Gorich. My goodness, this is glorious. You don't often see Gorich, and he's the first glimpse out of Stormfiend, and I can't look too long. I would just get mesmerized and taken back, and it looks like, yeah, he's naked. And then we have a Plague Priest, we have the Death Master, they have the standard kits, Sigil, Summons. What has the Blue Skaven, the Clan Molder, brought to deal with the Session Threat, HW?
And yes, sorry to 1 second. Deathmaster Snitch actually doesn't have the Sigil. He has brought his AoE ability this time, which I can't seem to get, the Cloak of Shadows. But anyways, for the Skaven,
that is
Throt the Unclean.
a shame.
I know, it is. So Throt, usual loadout. Gutter Runners with poison running away, but Throt is coming in hot with some Wolf Rats with poison. That Wolf Rat will be 1 of 2 on the field. We then have 3 Rat Ogres with the ROR Hell Pit Fighters going to be there in the center. Skaven Slaves for the front line. Looks like we have 4 or 5 of them. A Warp Fire Thrower here as well. We got a Hell Pit Abomination, the Council Guard Storm Vermin, a Packmaster down here on foot. The Packmaster is going to have running with the pack as well as Shot Caller. And then we have a Plague Priest with Pestilent Birth and Vermintide, so just bringing those summons. And here we go. Looks like the players are just going straight at it, going into grips, and beautiful Plague Breath right there.
I'm at a loss for words, HW. I'm perturbed, I'm disturbed, I'm highly concerned, I'm puzzled. With a build like this and all these missile units, the net from the Deathmaster just seems to be basically the linchpin, the key point, the power multiplier. But now here we go. The massive central line engagement is happening. Gorge is going right forward. He may be just outnumbered here, HW. But oh, the Warp Fire coming in. But maybe some friendly fire. Might be some friendly fire there, which is all the more glorious indeed.
I mean, right now, Eshin, though, getting some good concaves on the flanks. The Plague Monks really just cleaning up combat on either side of the central engagements. So Clan Molder, you know, pushing in hard in the center with their monsters. But on the flanks, they are just losing across the board. And I think once we see these Gutter Runners and Night Runners start button hooking around into the Skaven rear, the Clan Molder rear, it's going to be a real problem for them. But who knows if it will matter at that point, because they are winning quite convincingly in the center engagement.
Yes, those Plague Monks did an excellent job just buckling the flanks. Now have a good amount of the Blue Skaven on the run. But you're absolutely right, the central engagement seems to be going very well for the Blue Skaven, as these massive Molder monsters seem to be pushing back some of these strong units from the Red Skaven. And yeah. Looks like the Blue Skaven may be feasting tonight, HW.
Yeah. I mean, Gort's still healthy. The Plague Priest getting out of there, though. And now, I don't know, I think...
He's caught by the summon. He's caught by the summon from Throt, so that's pretty good value. And Throt's coming to,
oh, yeah, Throt.
More Skaven.
But it looks like they're about to time out. Will Gorich be able to get out of there? Oh, getting knocked down.
What just happened?
I have no idea.
He just bounced around between Throt and the Rat Ogres and just kind of glitched out in the air.
Yeah, he had a
He's taking a ton of damage in the process, HW.
Taking a ton of damage. Balance of power is going to BobTresh right now. But Evenstar, it's not over yet.
Throt's the one who experimented on Gorge, so he's just coming back. Daddy's coming back.
He doesn't like him
make sure
anymore.
Gorge pays his dues.
He doesn't like, you know, how popular he gets. Get him.
Indeed.
But now the Plague Monks have come into combat, are crashing into the rear here. Council Guard look like they may get taken out. And it looks just to me like Clan Eshin is finally getting all these Skaven Slave Slingers. Have this lovely concave formation around. We have Gutter Runners on the outside too, and Night Runners, and they're all just closing in. And even though the central engagement has gone heavy to Bob, they're just getting surrounded by so much firepower now.
Seemingly they've fallen into a trap, HW. It was all
it's Kane.
The plan.
Kane.
Just dive into the center. The chaff was up front, the veterans in the rear to hold the line, and the flanks were won decisively by the more mobile Eshin troops. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look at this concave. It's just, it is a thing of beauty. And
even with Gorge going down, like,
I wonder too, will Gorge go down? He's a beast, and although the pack master's there as well.
big hit, but yeah, Throthion
My
clean,
goodness.
wavering.
He's routing. But Gorge too. There he goes. 31 HP. He thinks better of it.
Yeah, Deathmaster Snitch is on the hunt now. One hit from me. Oh yeah, Throt shattered. And it looks like we have a GG with Evenstar winning with a sneaky Clan Eshin. Like I say, this was just like a central engagement that led this Skaven rush right into the center jaws. And then you had these flanks just getting overwhelmed and buckled so quickly by the Plague Monks, who were just like uncontested as far as infantry go. And there's this beautiful surround in the end, where it's like in the center, it looks like they're just winning the whole thing. Like the red player's leadership, Evenstar's leadership going down, but then right here in the last act of the battle, just so many rocks and shurikens just flying into these lightly armored Skaven monsters.
That's the Clan Eshin Reckoning. The Clan Boulder Rush. Thought I could just plow right through.
I mean, and it's cool to see both factions playing true to
As you said,
themselves. You know, Clan Molder with
Yeah.
their monsters versus Eshin, sneaky Gutter Runner, Night Runner build.
Yeah, this was an inspired build. Pretty cool to see. No rat ogres in this build, just plague monks. And yeah, the problem with this battle though, you know, not enough doom wheels.
No Doom Wheels.
And it actually would have been very strong here with all these units and little AP.
It's so
Could have
funny
been
to me
very
that
powerful actually. And this is a case where you actually want some doom flares and a doom wheel or something to just clean up all the chaff, but it really was just a beautiful kind of bait. They had the slaves in the middle, kind of you know, just a ripe apple for the Skaven to just crush, get on in. A nice snack for Throt. But in doing so, as you said, they just ran into a trap, and that beautiful concave is
yeah.
another case where usually you you know, sometimes going for the flank there would have been, you know, more prudent and just try to push. But it's you know, it's all 2020, and
well, and it's, you know,
pretty cool,
hindsight,
but
and it's like we also don't see the stocked
where are the
units,
Doom
the
Wheels,
Gutter
though?
Runners. No Doom Wheels, but I mean, Doom Wheels, and you can't have this army. Unless you get rid of Gorich, but come on, don't get rid of Gorich. He's a big, fat target that everybody's like, let's get him, while your Plague Monks kill everything else. It's funny that the Plague Monks got so little gold value, but so much model value, and the Skaven Slaves, some of them like quadrupled their value, tripled it. This is a beautiful build. It's so counterintuitive to what you expect the Skaven to bring. No Rat Ogres. No monsters besides Gorich, I would argue. But, like, it was, yeah, I like seeing these kinds of builds. Like, it's been a while since I've seen Plague Monk Rush do so well.